Rick Dollar with NetRadioDogs.com, and we are live on location at the General Francis Marion Inn, talking to a man that has probably the most common name in the world besides Tom Smith, Chris Jones.
Yes,
Nice to meet you, man.
I've had some trouble with that common name.
Well, I can imagine.
You can imagine. You just do a search on my recordings and things. It's amazing the things you come up with, and these sites will list your career and what you've done, and so it mixes the things that I've done with things that other Chris Joneses have done. So I've recorded with Shaquille O'Neal and didn't even know it.
Oh, dude,
I mean, I've got all sorts of credits.
I'm good with that. Well, anyway, what are you doing in Marion, Virginia, sir?
Well, I'm here for the Song of the Mountains show
at
the Lincoln Theater. We're doing a special tribute to Miss Dixie Hall, who was somebody who's very important in my life and a lot of people's lives. Because she touched a lot of people, and so we're honoring her and doing a set of her songs at the show.
Great. Well, now, when was the last time that you were in Marion, Virginia?
I can't
remember back that far.
Yeah, let's see. I was 16 at the time. Came here with my band, and we did just a regular show, and then I was here a couple years before that as band leader for Tom T. Hall, who came here and did a show, and that was really special. And Miss Dixie Hall was important in getting that going, because he's the most dedicated retired person. He doesn't. He wasn't doing any shows anywhere, but he came here and played a special thing, and so that was a lot of fun. It was my first time. I was a little nervous because it was my first time playing fretted dobro on stage ever, and have people rolling tape while that's going on. But I loved it. He had the very dobro that was used on all of his records.
Wow.
That his producer Jerry Kennedy played, and that was such a big part of his sound.
Yeah.
You know how instruments are, they have that sound, and I played it, I thought, wow, that's it. So so we were here with members of my band, and Heather Berry was here singing as well, and we had
she's with us tonight.
Yes, exactly, and we had a combination of musicians. It was a really special and fun night. So
that's a magical night right there.
I've got good memories of being here.
I guarantee you. Now, word on the street is that you moonlight, doing another job. You want to fill us in on that?
I do have a day job. Yes.
Sells fruit on the corner.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
A couple of days. Well, I've got a couple of day jobs. One is the late shift at the Waffle House up in the.
So what do you
flip? Well, I handle the hash browns, the scattered.
So it's the hash brown guy at Waffle House. If they're not right.
Scattered, smothered, covered, but if they want chunk, top, diced, or that's somebody else's job. I specialize.
Okay.
No, I also do a little satellite radio work.
Yes, you do. A very good show.
I've been at that. It's hard to believe, but I've been at that for what year is this?
So 2015
years.
You been drinking already?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right. I remember because I went on the air. Well, there weren't any listeners. I was talking to nobody. There were just testers out there, and they hadn't even launched the service.
And now?
So I only know 2 people that are still there when I started.
Wow.
But it was right before 9/11, and that's the only time that it ever went off the air. They ran repeated programming. So, but I can mark the time very easily that way. So
that's amazing.
So yeah, I'm just.
So you do primarily. You do a lot of outside the studio kind of stuff?
Yes, and mainly because of my touring schedule, it just has to be that way, and so, I have a little portable rig, and you know all about that, and I just go out, and if we're playing at a festival or something, I can grab an interview with somebody who's there, and
awesome.
So it's kind of fun, and I will also work out of the Nashville studio.
Right.
And I just do that a couple of days a week.
That's pretty good. So you stay in touch with what you're doing, and
exactly,
and it all kind of works together for you.
For me, it's good. I get to hear artists and music and things that I might not hear ordinarily. Some things are in there. So yeah,
that's one of the things about what I enjoy. I was kind of strange last night. I mowed the grass, and then I sat on the porch and watched the sun go down. And I just kept getting emails from different people saying, hey, this is my new record, why don't you give it a listen? And that's the beauty of what, I mean, I'm not at your level, but we're a totally different thing, you know, internet based and everything, but I think that's the beauty of what we do. We have the ability to hear all this tremendous music and all this talent out there. And it's, to me, I think this industry as a whole, the bluegrass industry, is just going to keep going. I mean, it's, I think they've pulled a lot from people that were diehard, maybe not outlaw country, but, you know, traditional country fans are now moving right over in the bluegrass industry.
Yep.
And I was thinking about that earlier coming up here. It's just been a weird transition, but it's good to be able to see that.
Oh, exactly. And there's so much talent, young talent, and
Right.
a lot of creativity, and bluegrass music is a pretty wide thing now, and a diverse audience, and it's interesting to watch it all.
Well, if you start with the, you know, the Cherry Holmes kids,
Yeah.
I mean, and then you go to Seth Taylor, guys like that. Mountain Heart put that record out yesterday, and it's just, it's going crazy.
Yeah.
And I listened to it last night, and I was like, wow, I'm seeing the future of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And there it is. But anyway, that's the great thing about what we do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, been I mean, an absolute joy to sit here and talk to you and kind of, you know, chew the fat with you a little bit and let you know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
And we seem to be on the same page in a lot of areas. But
yeah, it's really nice to come back here and do this show, and especially on just an occasion like this.
Exactly.
Dixie Hall was just a really special person to me, and somebody who gave so much. She was so generous, I think, was the thing.
Right.
She just did all of this out of her love for the music, and didn't really want to gain from it. Didn't care about money or notoriety, and just wanted to help people, and brought people that she hardly knew into her fold and studio. And
well, I just think she had a lot of people feel like they're called to do this.
Yes.
And a lot of times, I mean, I did different forms of radio, but I feel like that this is what I should be doing, bar none.
Yep.
I mean, we should be getting the word out about bluegrass and how it's going to be the wave of the future, and things are going to happen that we never thought we would see. So,
well, we live in a good era when it's not all controlled by a handful of companies or some key radio stations that dictate everything, and everything is more wide open, where people like you can do what you do, and artists get exposure that way. So it's we're all still learning about the changing world that we're in. But it's certainly been interesting, and interesting couple of years, and so we're excited about the future.
Yeah, hey, who knows what's going to happen in the next 10 years?
Exactly. So we have a brand new banjo player, which we've been real excited about, and this is her Song of the Mountains debut, and so
there you go.
We're real excited about that. She's a Virginian, so we're
coming
home. And actually, as a matter of fact, this is our very first show in Virginia with her. So this is kind of her home state debut as a night driver. So her name is Gina Close, so we're excited about that.
That's great. Remember that name, folks.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, she's very talented.
She's hooked up with this guy. Who knows what could happen?
Yep. I mean, everybody tried to warn her.
That Chris Jones guy.
Yeah.
You looked him up lately?
Yeah. Well, it's a long story, but there was a Chris Jones. There've been a couple occasionally that had not the best reputations, and personally, and I had to fight that, and of course it happens not just in the music field, but I had a bounty hunter call the house one time and said,
"You sure you want to tell this story?"
Talked to my wife and said, "Is Chris Jones there?" I said, "No, he's out right now." Well, he is. He's defaulted on this and this and this, and if we find him, we're going to arrest him.
Oh my God!
And so you need to tell me where. And finally, but I just wonder how lazy people are that they're looking for somebody named Chris Jones, and they just find one in the phone book.
And they have to call you.
In Nashville,
Hey,
Tennessee.
we're going to be there in just a minute.
I said, did it occur to you maybe that you need a little more information than just somebody named Chris Jones, and you think you found your guy? But so finally, she traded Social Security numbers with her daughter. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wrong guy.
But she was kind of freaked out. These guys are going to come.
Good
in.
that it was the wrong guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to let you get back over and do what you got to do, brother. And
Yeah.
Put it on them. Because
Exactly.
I think it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
But we're glad to have you in Marion, Virginia.
Great
Thank
to
you,
be here.
Chris.
Thank you.
Rick Dollar with netradiodogs.com, and I've got the Chris Jones.